Hey, Facebook! What's up, everybody? Actually, I should stop saying only Facebook because now I'm sharing a lot of these sexy talks, these sexy confidence talks on my YouTube channel. But hey, I wanted to reach out to you guys this weekend because I know the holidays are coming up. Right? And I know that everybody has a lot of questions around the holidays when it comes to feeling their most energized, most joyful, most enthusiastic, positive self, right? Because I know it gets a little crazy around the holidays. What's up, Olivia? Hey, Joni. So I wanted to reach out right away and just kind of come at you guys with what are some of your top questions around the holidays? Right? Well, like, what are some of the things that you are, asking yourself right now? Like, what do you need tips on? What are you struggling with the most? What do you constantly deal with around the holidays? Hey, Cassandra, what's up, girl? So I'm really interested in what you are interested in learning more about when it comes to, getting through the holidays without gaining 10 freaking pounds, without feeling moody all the time, without going through ups and downs of energy that parties and, work and family drama can cause sometimes when we're, stressed out about, okay, I gotta go here, I gotta travel here, I'm trying to get my work done, I'm trying to get my workouts in, I'm trying to eat well, but I went to this party and I pigged out. So, okay, we got stress tips, okay. What type of stress, I ask you, Olivia, is really the kind that you deal with around the holidays? Because there's a lot of different kinds of stress, right? We can have emotional stress. We can have physical stress. That's kind of like our energy, feeling drained and things like that. Or sometimes it's more mental and emotional stress from like dramas in the family. Maybe it's relationships. So my question is kind of like, what type of stress? Because then I can give some stress tips for sure. Awesome. And I also, whenever somebody talks about stress, which I think we could go there right now. Hey, Gina, how's it going? Olivia's got family pressures. Okay, cool. Not that you have family pressures, but you're interested in how to overcome the family pressures. I'd love to know specifically, Olivia, what type of family pressure is it? Is it like my family wants me to go home for the holidays, but I don't want to spend the money or I don't have the time? Because I know that family pressures can feel pretty intense. Because if there's one thing you want to do, right, Olivia, it's like be there for your family, right? I know the feeling. I'm from the East Coast and it's not easy, right? So far we're talking about, different things that we deal with over the holidays. And I want to make sure that I can start talking about these things on my social media, in my blogs, in my podcasts, because I know that we go through the holidays and it's just like freaking everything happens at once, it feels. Meal prep, okay, I see meal prep. Staying on a budget while pleasing everybody. Lisa, that's a great thing to bring up. I love that. And I think that, those of you that are asking these questions, like I know Lisa. She's my girl. And I know that that's a woman that actually knows how to please everyone on a budget. I actually feel like you, Lisa, could actually teach me and probably a lot of people in this community about how to stay on a budget while pleasing everyone. Am I right? I bet I am right about that. But I love that you asked that question because it's important and I know it's on so many people's minds. Thank you, Angela. I wear my hair down occasionally, but it's not always, easy to manage this freaking beast. So Gina, emotional stress. Got it. Okay. Your son's moving to Canada at the end of January, and you're not feeling in the celebratory mood. Got it. Awesome. So dealing with emotional stress, changes in our life. And that's what Gina's question kind of brings to mind is like, how do we deal with emotional stress, right? When, we don't feel like we're in the right frame of mind or the right, we don't have the right attitude maybe in that moment to celebrate the holidays and to embrace the things, when we're sad or we're getting, ready for, someone to take off or, or our life to change and it's going to impact us in a way that we're not ready for. Because I think emotional stress can also be caused by the unknown. right? I talk about that in high performance coaching a lot, is that sometimes what we fear, which causes stress, is like usually something that we're fearing, and it's the fear of the unknown. Like, how is this going to work out? Right? Like, what's going to happen? Am I going to see my son, soon? Or is he going to like where he goes? Or is it going to work out for him? Because I know as a mother, you're probably like, that's the last thing I want, is for him not to be happy. Right? But in your heart, maybe you also know that this is what he wants. And so you're feeling a little bit excited. Because sometimes it's like the fear of the unknown. We always think about the what if followed by a negative feeling. Right? It's like we stress out, we drain ourselves emotionally when we're unsure of the outcome, and we're thinking about that outcome as a possible negative, right? Instead of, what if this is the best thing that ever happened for my son? What if this is like the best opportunity for him in his life? What if I discover some new things about myself now that I've freed up a little bit of time and energy to spend maybe with my husband or with my other kids or with myself? Right? So what are the opportunities and the possibilities that could come into your life by this change? And I think that's important for everybody to think about, especially as we get into the holidays, right? Because it's like, we get stressed by the fear of, what if this doesn't work out? What if this goes wrong? What if I gain 10 pounds? What if my family gets in a fight? What if I can't stand my sister-in-law, right? But let's change our thinking to a positive, to the possibilities, to the opportunities, so that it no longer becomes a fear followed by a negative emotion that's going to create stress in our life, but it's a positive emotion that's going to create stress, but it's more of an excitement. It releases endorphins and serotonin and things that actually give you a boost in your life. And so it's stress, but everybody here knows, right, that stress is both good and bad. Right? So I wanted to address that for you just really quickly, and maybe I'll create some more content around this topic in a podcast or a blog, because that's such an important question and that's such an important thing to talk about, right? I want to honor that. So we've got Olivia, how to stay disciplined. Yes. So it's hard to stay disciplined around the holidays. Working out on Thanksgiving. Yes. Okay. So, that's good. I wonder if Jessica, she mentions, working out on Thanksgiving and having that cheat day. I hope you will listen to my podcast from yesterday. I released a podcast on how to handle bad days. And, I call them delay days. Right? I call them delay days because we're all going to have a day like Thanksgiving when we're going to eat differently, right? We're going to move differently, maybe move less, right? So it's like, we're going to accept that there are these days in our lives and these times when we're going to have these differences of routine, but it's okay. Like, let's accept that. Like the week before, I talked about what we'll accept and what we won't, and what we'll expect of ourselves as well. And so those are important. Listen to my last two podcasts, please. And I think that'll answer a lot of your questions on that. And for those of you that are also thinking about, do I have to exercise, a ton, to make up for eating pie and mashed potatoes and turkey and stuffing? And my answer to you is to go out and move your body. Yes. But don't think that by exercising for even 2 hours or even 3 hours is going to make up for the amount of calories and the extended, effect that eating excess calories and sugar has in your body. It's not just about the exercise, you guys. You cannot out-train a poor diet. We all know that. We've all heard that from other experts in the industry, right? It's like, it doesn't matter how much you exercise. If you don't have a healthy diet, it's really going to be the deteriorating factor. It's going to destroy your results, right? But one day of Thanksgiving is not going to destroy your results. Just like one day of exercising for 3 hours to combat that eating isn't really going to make that much of a difference. What's more important is to look at your lifestyle as a whole, right? Because it's not just about the exercise you do on Thanksgiving. You should get out, you should do your exercise. But, if you do a 20, 30-minute HIIT training workout, or you do a 30 to 60-minute yoga session, or you work out with us on POPSUGAR and you do a 45-minute crazy cardio blast or whatever, great. Get your workout in, not because, and let me just repeat this, not with the mentality of I'm doing this because I'm going to pig out today. Because it absolutely does not change anything. Okay? I just want to let you know that. I mean, it's important for you to exercise for other reasons. Because you can't out-train a poor diet. You just can't out-train a bad diet. So you're going to eat like extra. You're going to eat a little more poorly, right? I'm accepting that. I don't care. It's Thanksgiving, people. You got to have pumpkin pie. I don't care what you say. But there's other things too to think about, is that like, am I going to stuff myself? Right? Am I going to sit there and like have to unbuckle, right? And just, am I going to go to bed at a decent hour so that I get enough sleep? Am I going to stay hydrated that day? Am I going to do my meditation in the morning? And am I going to do my personal development? Am I going to do a little reading? Am I going to journal that day about what I'm grateful for? Let's not get away from what Thanksgiving is all about, right? And I know it goes back to a time when, we weren't even doing great things around that time. We're like, the whole history of Thanksgiving is a little bit, it's not so great to what we did with Native Americans. And I don't even know if we should go there. We're not going to go there. It's a time right now that currently we celebrate a grateful attitude. Grateful for our families, grateful for what we have, grateful for food, grateful for our lives and our health and all of that. So let's keep it focused on present day, right? But we have to remember to look at our life as a whole and say, like, what is this day about? Is it about gorging and gluttony? No. Right? That's not what it's about. But does it matter if we're having a little extra sugar and if we're having a few extra calories because we don't usually carbo load on Thanksgiving? I mean, on every day we don't carbo load? No. But what else matters to you? Right? Are you going to let everything go because it's Thanksgiving? Is it like, does hydration no longer matter because it's Thanksgiving? Does exercise no longer matter because it's Thanksgiving? No, you don't exercise on a daily basis just to combat the food that you're eating. You're eating fuel to energize yourself. You're eating fuel to feel good, right? And we all know this, but I want to remind you guys, because I know that you know this, but I want to be that little mouse in your ear that's like, hey, it doesn't matter if you exercise 3 hours on Thanksgiving. What matters is that you do the other things in your day that really make you the sexy, confident woman you want to be. Eating a little extra isn't changing who you are. It's not changing who you're going to be the next day. It's not changing your week, right? It's only changing what your diet is for the day. It doesn't change all the other things. So like, we got to stay in the right mindset about this so that we don't beat ourselves up and we don't feel guilty about it the next day, so that we're like, oh, well, you know what? I ate a bunch of pie and a bunch of turkey and stuffing, so I might as well just screw it for the rest of the week. Don't be in that mindset, right? We want to feel grateful. We want to feel like, we're celebrating this holiday to engage with friends and be social. You don't need to have 2 bottles of wine to be social and engage with your family and your friends, right? You got to take care of yourself, right? You want to wake up the next day and feel ready to get after it and serve your purpose and be a good mom and be a good business owner and be a good wife and be, I'm speaking mostly to women, obviously, who are in my community, but you guys get me, right? So, that goes back to also even, Olivia's consistent thing, is that around the holidays, so many people say, yeah, it's hard to be consistent around the holidays. And so my question to you, if that is your concern, right? And, I know you guys feel me because you hear me talk so often, you're in my community and I go live and I talk about my life, and maybe you've been in my programs and my courses where I coach you on this stuff and the importance of consistency. And maybe you've listened to my podcast, Sexy Confident Life. If you have it, freaking download that thing, because I talk about the mindset so often. And when we're concerned about consistency, then that's an indication that we haven't yet switched our mindset as to why we do things in the first place. We haven't become attached to the purpose and the why for doing the things we do in our life. And if we don't attach a why, like a reason, and we don't feel fully connected with that reason, it's like, some people are like, Anna, I just can't drink enough water. I just can't do it. I can't. I'm like, I laugh and I'm like, why? Is it that you don't have access to water? Because that is an actual problem for some people in the world, right? But for most people in the world, you have access to water. You can afford water. You can stay hydrated. It's not there's nothing holding you back. You're not in prison where they're limiting your amount of water. Maybe for some people it is. But for those people that don't have these like physical restrictions or these economical restrictions or these, disciplines around them, preventing them from staying hydrated, my question is, why? And most often it comes back to not being consistent in something because you choose not to do it because you have not adopted the mindset behind why it matters. If it doesn't matter to you, you won't do it. No matter how much I tell you to do something, I can say like exercise is very important. I can say eating healthy is very important. Staying hydrated, getting sleep, meditating, journaling, keeping a good mindset about yourself, being positive, having a happy attitude, giving people hugs, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter what I freaking say unless it matters to you. So think about that in your life right now. Think about what matters. And those are the things you're doing consistently. Tie a reason why it matters to you. So if it's being consistent with your exercise, why does that matter to you? And it can't just be because you don't want to gain 10 pounds. Or maybe it can be that. Okay? I don't want to limit the reason why it's important to you, but it's got to be such a strong reason. It's got to have meaning. It's got to be a solid meaning. Think about it, right? Hold on. I want to read some of these other comments. Let's see if we've got anybody else. Let's see. Love you guys. Love the love. Sorry. I'm just making sure that I'm not missing. I usually encourage half your body weight in fluid ounces a day. And if you exercise, maybe a little bit more. Because when you're sweating, you're really getting rid of a lot of fluids, right? And that's important. So, there was this thing where, I'm talking about why it's important to, and please keep the questions coming because I'm loving this conversation. I love the engagement, you guys. I want to know more about what it is in your life that you really want to overcome. What is it that you struggle with? And I think that it's important to talk about it around the holidays because we get all these other emotions and these feelings and these struggles to come up in our life because it's not the consistent cookie cutter way. Our life, wrenches are being thrown into your life every which way. And so it's not easy to just keep that lifestyle that you really want to have during these times of, excess activity, food, drink, family, and all of that, right? Because you still got to work. You still got to pay the bills. You still got to, cook dinner for yourself and do all these things. So I think it's important. So keep the questions coming. I really, really love the questions. Awesome. So Cassandra has a question, which I really love. Melissa has a question. Hold on. I'm reading these. Oh, Melissa, great feedback. Yes. So Melissa's reason for why exercise matters is that it helps her with anxiety and depression. So if you think about that, is Melissa going to want to skip a workout? No. Right? What does anxiety feel like? What does depression feel like? It sucks. It's the worst. It's the worst. So saying no to getting up and working out doesn't even compare to the pain or the repercussions that she might feel later if she doesn't do it. There's why it matters. There's why she'll be consistent. There's why she's going to put on the sneakers. She's going to turn on the screen. She's going to press play and she's going to see my crazy face talking to her saying, let's go, girl. Let's do some gate swings, right? Even if you're not working out with me, Melissa, that's fine. But you're pressing play or you're getting to the gym or you're getting outside because it matters to you. It's your sanity, for crying out loud. If we all had a reason why it was necessary, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you for bringing that up and sharing that, Melissa. I really, really appreciate it. Yes, you are the bomb, girl. Oh, so Linda, thank you for sharing that. So forgetting to drink a lot of water is an excuse. I'm just going to call you out, Linda, out of love for you. And as an example to many others that have these reasons why that are excuses, not real reasons. Like I was saying, if you didn't have access to water, if you were, in a prison where you were limited by the number of water, right? I'm just giving a couple stupid examples. But forgetting, is that something that you can fix? Is that something that you can teach yourself? Or is there a habit or something you could do to avoid forgetting? What have you tried to help you avoid forgetting to drink water? And I say this out of such love because I'm a high performance coach, you guys. And when somebody tells me that they can't be productive because they get a lot of notifications on their computer, or they aren't drinking enough water because they forget, my question is, what can you do to avoid that? Oh, I could turn off my notifications? Yeah. Well, what could you do to avoid forgetting the water? And what have you tried? And some people are like, oh, I tried everything, Anna. I just can't remember. I'm like, great. Tell me everything you've tried. So now we can give you some new ideas. But I guarantee Linda is a very smart, amazing woman who knows exactly how she can avoid forgetfulness when it comes to one of the most essential habits in her life that's going to keep her feeling amazing and strong and energized and alive and working out with a better, energy and feeling more capable of focusing and staying productive. Because when you're dehydrated, you guys, trust me, that's affecting your productivity. It's affecting your mental clarity. It's also affecting the way that your heart and your organs operate. You know that every freaking chemical reaction in your body requires water. So let's get it in, right? I know you know what to do. I know you know what to do. I wanted to just on my last question, and please, after you watch this video, leave freaking questions. I'm going to be taking avid notes because I love this stuff. I love your feedback so much. And Cassandra asked me, how do you overcome your plateau? I love working out because of how it makes me feel, but often get stuck in a rut. And I love that question, right? Because sometimes we do feel like we're hitting this plateau where it's like, man, why am I not getting any better? And one of my first questions for you is always like, where are you trying to go? Okay? So if you're hitting a plateau, what is your goal? What are you trying to reach? Like, what is your goal in, outcome you're trying to obtain from your fitness program? Okay, that's really important to have that, Cassandra. Okay, so think about it. Like, is it a weight loss goal? Is it a strength goal? Is it a performance goal? Like you've got a race that you're training for, or a triathlon, or you want to get faster in your kayaking or whatever. Like, I don't know what it is. Or you want to be able to do longer workouts with more energy by the end. What is that goal? And I think that's really important because then you can work in reverse, right? Then it's like, I'm not just hitting a plateau because I don't really know where I'm going. If we don't have these goals in mind, it goes back to even things in relationships and business and personal development. It's like, Anna, I want to be more confident. Well, what does that look like? What would more confident look like in your life? Like, what does that actually mean to you, having more confidence? For me right now, having more confidence is like, it's being more comfortable on stage. Like, you guys have no idea. I am so comfortable being on this camera. I am so comfortable going into POPSUGAR Studios and shooting a video in front of my team. But you get me on a stage and I'm freaking out. My legs are like shaking and I'm like, my heart is racing. I feel like I'm sweating from freaking head to toe. And I like almost blank in my mind. Like I almost forget everything I'm going to say. Why is that? So I know what goal I have now for confidence because I want to be more confident on stage. Because I want to reach more people that way. I want to connect with more people live. Not just through a lens, right? Not just through this video, but live. But what does confidence look like for you? Have you thought about that? And what does fitness look like for you? Like really, what does that look like? And if you know where you're going, trust me, you can work in reverse and you can start to get yourself there. So I'm going to scroll back to Cassandra, and she said she needs to get her weights heavier. Okay? So lifting heavier means that she's continuously getting stronger. So she wants to get stronger. So you got to go and research this, right? How do people strength train and build strength and muscle? Have you Googled it? Have you tried looking for a program that's all about increasing strength? Maybe you're not looking to so much like be bodybuilder or figure builder or whatnot, but what is the process that people use to get that? Because now you're talking about a different goal. You're talking about a goal in like when you go see a personal trainer and you're like, you know what? I have a goal to, I want to chest press 2 30-pound dumbbells, and I want to be able to do 10 pull-ups, and I want to be able to squat 150-pound barbell, and I want to be able to blah, 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 blah. Your trainer's going to know exactly how to set you up on that program to work you up to that point. But if you've got those goals, you got to be specifically training for that. So you might be at plateau because you're not training for that goal. You've got a goal that you're not even training for. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, Cassandra. So that's why I brought up in the first place that setting your goal and intention for what outcome you want is what is the most important thing. And then working in reverse and saying, am I even working towards that goal right now? Like, is my current program even going to help me get to that point? Because body weight strength training isn't going to show an increase in weights, right? I mean, you have to actually increase the load of weight you lift to lift heavier. This is just like, this is science. This is actually what I studied as an exercise physiologist. And so it's important that you know that. So most people that are doing body weight, calisthenics, and strength training, they're building strength, tone, muscle, but it's not with mass, right? It's with density. And most people that are doing that, they want to lose weight, right? They want to build strength and functionality. Like for me, I want to build strength and functionality. I don't care about lifting 35, 40-pound free weights. I don't care. But that's not my goal. That might be your goal. That's why I train more calisthenics, more body weight, more rope pulls, more medicine ball slams, stuff like that. Because my goal is just to have optimal functionality of my body to feel strong for what I have to do in my life. I don't have to lift heavy, right? I am not a construction worker. I am not going out for the Olympics. I am not training for a figure building competition, so I have to lift a kettlebell that's like 50 kilograms, right? So you got to know what your goals are. That way, if you feel like you're hitting a plateau, you know how to fix it because you know what those goals are. Go on Googs, Mr. Googs, or reach out to a personal trainer. I am a personal trainer, right? You might have to pay somebody for a few hours of their time to give you a program constructed towards what you have in mind for your goal. But hey, is it worth it? Hell yes. Because nobody likes feeling stuck. Right, guys? You don't want to feel stuck. So look towards the experts that know how to help you get that goal, reach that goal. Here I am at World's Greatest Speaker Training. Why? I have a goal to build confidence on stage, right? I'm paying a lot of money to be here, a couple $1,000s to have my butt in that seat because I want to build confidence to be on stage. But I'm investing in other people who know how to do it. So sometimes it takes a little investment in others who know how to do that to get there, So I hope that answers your question, girl. Awesome. Boom. I love it. Cool. You guys are awesome. I have to actually run back in to my World's Greatest Speaker Training session for the last half of the day. It's been an honor connecting with you guys. So if you have more questions, please let me know in the comments below. I love you very much, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your Saturday, and I'll see you next week. Bye.